Hey guys, it's James from DeepCode AI. Today we're going to be jumping into some legacy code and going through a top 10 of tips to help you jumping into your legacy code. And now, to start, we're going to go through the question, what actually is legacy code? And so we went through Stack Overflow and looked at some top results. I'm just going to read them out to you here. So there are two main definitions that actually stood out to me. One, as with plain legacy, when the author is dead or missing, and you as the heir get some of their code, which I like quite a lot. And the second that stood out to me was Michael Feathers' quote. According to him, legacy code is code without automated testing. But personally to me, legacy code is code that's maintained by somebody who didn't initially write the code in the first place. Number one, do not judge the code. You don't know why the line that you're judging was written this way. It maybe has a huge purpose in the overall structure of the code, and you're just not going to find it out for the next year. And the more you're judging the code, the more the people around you are not going to want to help you with the code. Maybe they wrote it 5 years ago and they know it's shit, but still, they wrote it and you're judging it, so they're going to be defensive about it. You want them to want to help you, so judgeless. On to number two, read the documentation. The documentation is your legacy code Bible, providing it has some documentation. And if it doesn't, you have your chance to write your very own Bible for the next person who starts to read your legacy code. Number three, a great way to start understanding the code is to write tests for the code. That means when you break something, you can see exactly what you've broke with what you've wrote. This is a really valuable learning tool, and it stops you from pushing broken code to production. As well as writing tests, you can run your code through a static analysis tool, such as DeepCode. This is going to point out security flaws and vulnerabilities, as well as bugs that might be slowing down your application. To find out more about static analysis or DeepCode, click the link down in the description. Number four, another great way to start understanding the code more is to start drawing diagrams. This means going to your front end, clicking something, and following a trail of where it leads you to. So you might be clicking the login button. Where's that sending the API call to? What's it doing with that after this? And really tracking back to the source. And this will give you a beautiful diagram and understanding of your code. Number five, you want to refactor instead of rewrite your legacy code. This is really important. We know that as soon as you get into the company, you want to jump in and just start rewriting everything. That million-line program, it took them 20 years to build. Yeah, we want to rewrite it from scratch. But unfortunately, that is not cost effective, and you're actually hired for a purpose. Your purpose is to give financial value to your employer. So you spending the next 10 years to rewrite what was wrote over the last 20 years is of no benefit to anyone. And it's just going to be boring for you. So instead of that, you just want to incrementally refactor little pieces. Number six, write clean code. You want to get yourself a copy of Uncle Bob's Clean Code and keep this as your personal Bible. There's super good tips in here to help you write clean code. But the best tip I actually find is think as if you're writing your code for a crazy psychopath who knows where you live. Yes, you don't want to be f***ing up those variable names now. Number seven, small incremental improvements. Whether it's your old legacy code or it's new code you wrote a week ago, whenever you're writing some more code or refactoring a little bit, you want to leave the code better than how you found it. Just slowly making the code a better place to work for everyone. Number eight, you want to set yourself up a great continuous integration and continuous deployment pipeline. This is just going to mean that if you do push something to production, you can just revert it back one step if something's messed up with it. As well as that, in the continuous integration, you can have something like DeepCode, a nice static analysis tool, as well as some linters and some other bits and bobs, and they're going to tell you if you're pushing something that's got some flaws in it. So if you have a security flaw, DeepCode static analysis tool is going to find that security flaw and tell you about it before you even get to deploying it. And if something does pass your good continuous integration, then through continuous development, if you find it, it's a bug, oh no, first minute of it being pushed live, everything, fireworks going off, your boss is running to your office, you can just take it a step back. Really easy. It will take you like 2 minutes. Number nine, we're nearly there. So communication is key. You want to be talking to your peers constantly, asking them what they're doing, asking them how they got around this problem, because they're working with the exact same code base that you might be struggling with right now. And they might have had the last 5 years working with the legacy code, or they might have wrote the legacy code 20 years ago. So be really nice to them, talk to them, communicate lots, and it's really going to help you out. And number 10, keep reading, researching, improving yourself is just going to help you a lot more when you're dealing with legacy code. Something great to read up on in this topic is, as we said before, Michael Feather's Working Efficiently with Legacy Code. I'll put a link down below to that book in the description. I think it's something that will really help you out. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed those top 10 tips and found them really useful. If you've liked the video, I'd love it if you give it a like and a subscribe. And if you have any tips for working with legacy code yourself, please give us a comment below. It's going to be really useful for other people watching this video, and you can help people out. Thank you very much.